Anne Longfield's the Children's Commissioner and joins us now, along with body image campaigner and reality TV star Josie Gibson. Good morning to you both. Thanks for coming in. I mean, Anne, we saw there, you know, just how it can affect young girls. Not only that, but actually it's getting worse. This has gone up 21% over the last few years about, you know, girls feeling negatively about themselves.
Well, I mean, I think what's really clear, and everyone will know who have, you know, children of this age in the family and girls in the family, the pressures of life are just encroaching in and in on so many girls. It's not all girls. An awful lot feel confident, but a significant minority don't. And that comes from the media they see, social media, magazines, peer pressure and the like. And it does seem to be getting younger and younger. There's another report today saying as young as 3. So it almost feels it's in the air. And the concern for me, and I meet a lot of girls and young people who tell me this all the time, is that actually the whole kind of joy and time to grow up is getting squeezed and squeezed, and we shouldn't expect 10, 11, 12-year-olds to feel these pressures. We have to find ways to not only build their resilience so they don't, but also give them the space where that isn't the thing they're judged on.
So what is the answer then? Is it a case of saying to them, look, you know, no social media, don't look at the magazines, ignore what your friends are saying,
isn't it? Because of course that is part of life. There are places where you can manage that more. So a lot of parents are asking me for tips on how they could make their home a screen-free zone for periods, and that goes for adults as well. I think, you know, there's a lot here about adults being role models in this, but schools as well. I think I'd really like to see schools playing much more of a role in understanding the anxieties around children and providing that kind of well-being support that children say they need.
It's funny because when we talk about the problem with young people, we're either talking about obesity or we're talking about them being overly self-conscious. And Josie, I mean, in a sense, you've experienced both ends of that, haven't you? In a sense, you've battled with your weight. And when we hear about this other report saying children as young as 3 are saying, I don't want that food, it'll make me fat. In a way, isn't that what we're being told? You know, educate your children about what is good food, what is bad food. But, I mean, it's a confusing world, I think, for young people.
I got two.
Don't be too fat, don't be too thin.
Oh, yeah, do you know what? I've got 2 little sisters, and I feel so sorry for them being brought up in the era that they're being brought up. Is everybody's striving for this like fake perfection, and it doesn't exist. And when you're striving for that perfect perfection, is they got a team of makeup artists, and you got filters. I took a Newsday app and took a picture of myself the other day, and they removed my freckles. I couldn't believe it, and I actually thought my freckles were all right, but it's just that we're always striving for this fake perfection all the time, and it's really sad.
The answer is in that case, because I know that you faced sort of difficulties on social media, didn't you, with comments on Twitter and things like that?
Do you know what? I always thought I was half about, and then I joined Twitter, and that was when I thought, actually, it really hit home that I wasn't that good looking. Because I knew it wasn't just one person saying it, it was loads of people saying it. And yeah, when you're constantly being put down all the time, you want to do something about it. But I always think to myself, would I have done something about it if I didn't have joined, hadn't have joined Twitter?
But if you were a schoolgirl now, maybe I don't know what age your sisters are, but do they have? Because one of the things the Children's Society is asking for is for a legal right for all children to have access to someone who is trained in mental health in a school. So there's always someone you can talk to. Would you have used that person if that person existed?
100%. Yeah, I think it's a really, really, really good idea. There's so much pressure on these young girls. I feel so sorry for them.
And then the pressure is on you because you're a Children's Commissioner. Yes.
Well, absolutely. And, you know, what I want to show is how it can be done and also bring to the fore why it's so important. But I think there's another thing here. We're talking about how we can enable girls to be more resilient and get more help. But there is something here as well about helping all children as they're growing up understand and respect others, because, you know, you were getting that kind of, you know, those messages on Twitter. Yeah. You know, that's not right that you should feel the... So, absolutely. So there is something here about helping children as they grow up. And that is, I think, about having lessons in schools that understand about respect, lessons for life, about relationships and the like. And that's another core part that actually I do think should be a statutory part of what schools actually do.
Yeah, interesting. Thanks very much, both of you, for your time. Thanks, Josie. Thanks.
The stories that I'm telling are about ageing, but about ageing in a positive way, not just sort of a negative, oh, push her aside. What is the story? I mean, people talk about women as fine wines, which is all well and good, but there's so much more to it than that. It's so much more interesting and complex.
But you are a Chassé Latour 61, if I may say so.